Hi, I'm Paul, and today I'm going to be showing you how to skin up a character model to a rig of joints and export it into the Enemy Territory Quake Wars engine so that the player can control it and see it animating. So let's start by opening our control scene. Let's File, Open, and browse to the etqw gdf rig.max. This scene contains all of our joints and animation controllers, and we'll be needing those in order to get the model running in the game. But first we need to bring in our model from a different scene, so let's do File, Merge, and browse to the zombie01.max scene. Click Open, and then just click All to highlight. Well, there's only one mesh, but it'll highlight everything. Click OK, and that'll bring in everything from the other scene. So we've now got a zombie model in our rig scene. But we want to save this as, using File, Save As, a different name just so that we don't overwrite any of the other scene files. So let's call this zombie01 skinned.max and just click Save. And we want to see the wireframe of the mesh as well, so if you right click in the top left of the viewport, turn on Edge Faces, you'll see the wireframe of the zombie model. Okay, so now we need to clean up our scene a bit so that it's only showing the relevant joints for our skinning. So let's use Tools, Layer Manager, and you'll see these 5 extra layers in addition to the default layer. Each of these contains a different set of objects which I've assigned, and that means it's just really easy to turn on and off any parts of the scene that we may or may not need at that time. So for now we're just going to hide rig bones util and rig helpers, and everything else should be visible, so let's just close that. And now if we select our zombie01 model, we can go to the modify panel, which is second on the right, and click the modify list to drop that down, and scroll down to skin and click that to add it. So now we've got a skin modifier applied to the model, but we need to add the bones that are going to influence this. So if you click add, and now we've got a basic list of all the bones that we could possibly add, but we don't want to go through and select them individually, so let's just turn on select children, and that means if we select any joint, all of its child joints will be selected as well. Since origin is at the top level of the hierarchy, we can just click that and all of the child bones will become selected. So we can just click select and those bones will all be added to the influence list. So now we've added those bones, we don't actually need to see them anymore, so we can use Tools, Layer Manager, and click Hide on rig bones, and those will all be hidden. So now all we can see is the mesh and the controllers that we need. So if we want to see what that's done, we can click the control left foot object, and with your move tool you can just move it around, and you'll see that the mesh does actually deform, even though it's not deforming very well because we haven't set it up yet, but it is moving around when I move that controller. So that's all worked quite well, but we'll just undo that move a couple of times just to get it back to where it started off. So now we're ready to skin, and if we save the scene again, just so we don't lose anything, we're ready to go.